From space race veteran to rising star, the Boeing Starliner and Dream Chaser story. In the high-stakes world of space exploration, success stories can turn into cautionary tales overnight. Today, we're witnessing a dramatic shift in the commercial space landscape, one that perfectly captures how quickly fortunes can change in this cutting-edge industry. On one side, we have Boeing Starliner, once considered a cornerstone of NASA's commercial crew program, now facing what could be its final chapter. This $4.2 billion spacecraft, backed by one of aerospace's most storied companies, has struggled to overcome a series of technical setbacks and delays. But as Starliner's story appears to be winding down, another spacecraft is ready to take center stage. Enter Dream Chaser, Sierra Nevada Corporation's innovative spaceplane that's bringing back something we haven't seen since the space shuttle era: the ability to land on a runway with precious cargo from space. The contrast couldn't be more striking. While Boeing Starliner faces an uncertain future, Dream Chaser is preparing for its first launch from Kennedy Space Center. With its unique design and impressive capabilities, including the ability to return sensitive scientific experiments from space within 30 minutes of landing, Dream Chaser isn't just filling a gap. It's redefining what's possible in space transportation. Hey everyone, welcome back to Elon Musk 24 Hours. Today we're going to explore how Dream Chaser is positioning itself to become the next big player in space exploration, while examining the factors that led to Starliner's dramatic fall from grace. Let's dive right in. The story of space exploration has always been about pushing boundaries, but sometimes the most significant advances come from learning from past mistakes. To understand why Dream Chaser's emergence is so crucial, we need to step back to 2011, the year NASA retired its iconic space shuttle program. The space shuttle's retirement left a critical void in our space capabilities. These magnificent vehicles weren't just about getting to space, they were about coming home. They could deliver crews and cargo to orbit and, just as importantly, bring them back with unprecedented gentleness and precision. But at $1.5 billion per launch, the program had become unsustainable. The question wasn't just about replacing the shuttle, it was about revolutionizing space travel for a new era. Enter Boeing, a company whose history with NASA stretched back to the dawn of the space age. When NASA announced its commercial crew program in 2014, Boeing seemed like the natural choice. The agency awarded them $4.2 billion to develop the Starliner spacecraft, significantly more than the $2.6 billion given to SpaceX for their Crew Dragon. The investment reflected NASA's confidence in Boeing's experience and expertise. But sometimes, experience can be a double-edged sword. The first signs of trouble emerged in December 2019. Starliner's inaugural uncrewed test flight was supposed to be a straightforward demonstration: reach the International Space Station, dock, and return safely to Earth. Instead, it became a wake-up call that would echo through the halls of both Boeing and NASA. Minutes after launch, something went wrong. Starliner's internal clock was off by 11 hours, a seemingly simple software error that had catastrophic consequences. The spacecraft, confused about its location and timing, burned through precious fuel attempting to maintain its position. It never reached the space station. While Boeing managed to bring Starliner home safely, the mission revealed deeper issues that would take years to address. But this wasn't just about a single software glitch. Subsequent investigations uncovered multiple problems that could have led to disaster during re-entry. The question wasn't just about fixing technical issues anymore. It was about understanding how such fundamental problems could have slipped through Boeing's supposedly rigorous testing procedures. Meanwhile, as Boeing struggled, another company was quietly revolutionizing the concept of space transportation. Sierra Nevada Corporation had been developing Dream Chaser, a spacecraft that looked more like a miniature space shuttle than a traditional capsule. But this wasn't just about aesthetics. Dream Chaser represented a fundamental rethinking of how we return from space. The spacecraft, aptly named Tenacity, was designed with a singular focus, combining the best aspects of the space shuttle with modern technology and cost-effective operations. Its ability to land on commercial runways might seem like a simple advantage, but the implications are profound. When scientific experiments return from space, every minute counts. Dream Chaser can deliver sensitive cargo to researchers within 30 minutes of landing, a capability that could revolutionize space-based research. The contrast between Dream Chaser and Starliner became even starker in May 2022. After 2.5 years of delays and fixes, Boeing finally managed to complete a successful uncrewed test flight to the space station. But the victory felt hollow. The space industry had changed dramatically in those intervening years. SpaceX had already launched multiple crewed missions to the space station. Blue Origin was pushing boundaries in space tourism, and Dream Chaser was preparing for its first cargo mission. What makes Dream Chaser particularly remarkable is its versatility. The spacecraft can carry 6 tons of cargo to low Earth orbit, enough to support the International Space Station's crew for 6 months. More importantly, it can return 2 tons of cargo under pressurized conditions, protecting sensitive experiments during re-entry. With its special thermal tiles that cool quickly after landing and its non-toxic propulsion system, Dream Chaser represents a new generation of environmentally conscious spaceflight. Sierra Nevada Corporation isn't stopping there. They're already working on a second cargo spacecraft named Reverence, scheduled to join the fleet within 18 months. Plans are also underway for crewed versions of Dream Chaser and specialized variants for national security missions. This expansion shows a clear vision for the future, one where space travel is not just about reaching orbit, but about making space accessible and practical for a wide range of missions. The story took another dramatic turn recently when Boeing reportedly decided to put the entire Starliner program up for sale. This decision marks more than just the end of a troubled program. It represents a fundamental shift in the space industry. The old guard, represented by traditional aerospace giants like Boeing, is giving way to more agile, innovative companies that prioritize efficiency and practical solutions over legacy approaches. This shift raises important questions about the future of space exploration. Boeing's struggles with Starliner weren't just technical failures. They were symptoms of a larger issue. The company's deep-rooted relationship with NASA and strong lobbying presence in Washington had created a comfort zone that perhaps stifled innovation. When problems arose, the solution was often to pour more money into fixes rather than questioning fundamental assumptions about the program's viability. Dream Chaser's approach stands in stark contrast. Instead of trying to reinvent space travel completely, Sierra Nevada Corporation focused on solving specific, practical problems. How do we get sensitive experiments back from space quickly? How do we make spacecraft more reusable and environmentally friendly? How do we reduce the time and cost of space operations without compromising safety? The spacecraft's design reflects these priorities. Its ability to land on commercial runways isn't just convenient, it's transformative. Without the need for ocean recoveries or specialized landing sites, Dream Chaser can potentially operate from airports around the world. This flexibility could democratize access to space in ways that were previously unimaginable. The reusability factor is equally important. Each Dream Chaser vehicle is designed to fly up to 15 missions, significantly reducing the cost per flight. But unlike some reusable spacecraft that require extensive refurbishment between missions, Dream Chaser's robust design and quick cooling thermal protection system mean it can be prepared for its next mission relatively quickly. The implications for scientific research are particularly exciting. The International Space Station hosts hundreds of experiments, many of which require careful handling and quick processing upon return to Earth. Dream Chaser's gentle runway landings and rapid cargo access could enable new types of experiments that weren't practical with splashdown capsules or more traditional spacecraft. As we look to the future, the contrast between Starliner and Dream Chaser offers valuable lessons about innovation in the space industry. Success doesn't always come from having the biggest budget or the most experience. Sometimes it comes from asking the right questions and focusing on practical solutions to real problems. Sierra Nevada Corporation's expansion plans for Dream Chaser suggest they understand this principle well. The development of crew-capable versions in specialized military variants shows a clear path forward, one where space transportation becomes more routine, more practical, and more accessible. It's a vision that aligns perfectly with the growing commercialization of space activities. The space industry is entering a new era, one where success is measured not just by technical achievements, but by practical utility and cost-effectiveness. Dream Chaser represents this new approach, Innovative yet practical, advanced yet accessible, and ambitious yet focused on solving real-world problems. As Boeing's Starliner program faces an uncertain future, Dream Chaser stands ready to help write the next chapter in space exploration. As Dream Chaser prepares for its first launch, we're witnessing more than just the rise of a new spacecraft. We're seeing the future of space transportation take shape. This isn't just about replacing Boeing's Starliner or filling the void left by the space shuttle. It's about creating something new, a spacecraft that combines proven concepts with innovative solutions, making space more accessible and practical than ever before. The story of Dream Chaser and Starliner reminds us that in the rapidly evolving space industry, success comes not from past glory, but from addressing real needs with practical solutions. As Sierra Nevada Corporation moves forward with its ambitious plans, they're not just building spacecraft, they're building the foundation for a new era in space exploration. Thanks for joining me on this journey through one of the most fascinating transitions in modern spaceflight. If you want to stay updated on more stories about the changing landscape of space exploration, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community here at Elon Musk 24 Hours. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on Dream Chaser's approach to spacecraft design. I'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative and share it with anyone interested in the future of space travel. See you in the next video. The part is no part. This simple philosophy has guided SpaceX's engineering decisions for years. But sometimes the best solution isn't about removing parts. It's about bringing back proven ones. In a surprising turn of events, SpaceX is revisiting a familiar friend: landing legs. While 2024 saw the triumph of Mechazilla's first-ever catch of a Super Heavy booster during Starship Flight 5, SpaceX isn't putting all its eggs in one basket. They're now seriously considering equipping Starship with landing legs for drone ship landings, a tried-and-true method that helped perfect Falcon 9's reusability. This isn't just about having a backup plan. It's about solving one of SpaceX's biggest challenges: scaling up Starship launches while navigating environmental concerns and launch approvals. With drone ship landings, SpaceX could potentially unlock a new era of flexibility, enabling launches and landings far from populated areas, and even opening up possibilities for point-to-point travel across the globe. Today, we're going to explore how this shift in strategy could revolutionize the Starship program, examine the technical challenges ahead, and understand why sometimes the best path forward involves looking back at what works. Thank you for helping us reach 990,000 subscribers. Our next goal is 1 million, and we need your support to get there. If you haven't subscribed to Elon Musk 24 Hours yet, please do. We appreciate your help. Let's dive right in. The story of SpaceX's evolving landing strategy begins with Mechazilla, a marvel of modern engineering that made history in 2024. Standing tall against the Texas sky, this revolutionary catch system achieved what many thought impossible: the first successful mid-air catch of a Super Heavy booster during Starship Flight 5. It was a moment that showcased SpaceX's relentless pursuit of innovation, proving that the seemingly impossible could become reality. But success often breeds new challenges. As SpaceX looks to accelerate the Starship program, relying solely on Mechazilla presents a bottleneck. The tower, impressive as it is, can only handle one landing at a time. For a company aiming to make space travel as common as air travel, this limitation could slow their ambitious timeline. That's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Enter the concept of drone ship landings, a proven strategy from the Falcon 9 era that's getting a second look for Starship. The FAA's draft environmental impact statement for Florida operations reveals SpaceX's bold vision: launching Starship from Launch Complex 39A, landing Super Heavy on a drone ship in the Gulf of Mexico, and bringing Starship itself down on another drone ship in designated ocean areas. But this isn't just about Florida. SpaceX has identified 4 potential landing zones across the world's oceans. Picture a network of landing sites stretching from the Gulf of Mexico to the North Pacific, where drone ships wait between Hawaii and the mainland. Imagine landing zones in the South Pacific, along South America's western coast, and even in the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, the same waters where a previous Starship found its landing spot. The beauty of this approach lies in its flexibility. By landing downrange rather than returning to the launch site, these massive rockets can carry heavier payloads without sacrificing extra fuel. It's a game changer for the super heavy booster, where every pound of payload capacity counts. But there's more to this story than just technical advantages. SpaceX's vision extends to point-to-point travel on Earth. Think about traveling